Good afternoon. This is Janet McElligott in Los Angeles, California. And today I'm speaking to you about something that is evil personified. The United States put sanctions on the president of Sudan, saying that he has used chemical weapons on civilians in Khartoum. We now know that is patently false, as there has been absolutely no one with chemical weapons, burns, or anything. However, yesterday, 32 to 37 drones were used on the civilians of Fashir to deliver chemical weapons. And it was by the RSF militia, which now there is a bill before Congress to officially designate these rebels, this horrible militia, which is financially and militarily supported by the United Arab Emirates. And I want you to see what evil personified looks like. This is Sheikh Zayed. His father was a great man. I hesitate to call him very human. He has been raping and pillaging and supporting financially and militarily the rebels called the RSF, the Rapid Support Forces now, since probably even before the outbreak of this war, which began April 15, 2023. So for the last 2.5, almost 3 years, hell has rained down on these people of Fashir. The Sudanese army, against all odds, they were disorganized. They were not strong when this began, and everyone believed, except the people who understood the Sudanese. Everyone in the world believed that this would be a blitzkrieg and that the RSF would quickly take over. Why? Why do you ask, does the United Arab Emirates want the Sudan? Let me show you something. This is a terrible globe, but what you see here is where Sudan is. And it's on the Red Sea. And just right over here is the United Arab Emirates. The United Arab Emirates, in less than 25 years, will have no water except what they can pull out of the sea. And they have no food. They live in a desert and a very complex area on the Persian Gulf. The Sudanese were willing to sell the UAE food. They are the breadbasket. But not only that, Darfur is the last holdout to stop the militia completely and to stop the United Arab Emirates from taking over the Sudan and taking over Darfur, splitting off and making another landlocked country. And the reason it's important is because that area is home to mountains of gold in Jebel Mara, in all of Darfur. And the UAE is home to the world's largest gold refinery. And there's not 1 gram of gold in the UAE anywhere. It's all stolen from Africa. Before this war began, there was a gentleman, well, he's not a gentleman, I use that term very loosely, Mohammed Dagalu, who everyone calls Hamati. He was smuggling out gold to Dubai for refining. And the UAE decided if they took the whole country, they could have everything. So I want you to remember the positioning of Sudan. Let's look at that map one more time. So this is the Sudan. This is Egypt. All of the Egyptian gold came from Sudan. It was Nubian gold. This gold is, I mean, there's so much of it, it's insane. And when you look at and realize that the price of gold right now is almost 4,000 US dollars per troy ounce, how many drones does that buy? 1 ounce. Let's say, listen, on Amazon, you can get a drone for 150, 200 bucks. So to send in, 30 drones someplace, it's not even an ounce of gold. But when you have mountains of gold, of course that's what they want. Of course they want to kill all of the civilians. This war is not two generals fighting each other. It is a despot. It is evil personified in the form of Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed of the UAE, saying, I can steal it all. And now that the world is focused on Gaza, what better time to use chemical weapons on the civilians trapped in Al-Fashir? These civilians have had a famine forced on them for over a year. These civilians were eating ambas, which is the hulls of sesame seeds that were used to be fed to animals. These people of Al-Fashir have tried to leave. And the UAE and their supported rebels, the RSF, have done everything they could to try and create tunnels to force the civilians out so that they could kill them easier. But the people of Al-Fashir have stood strong. And we owe them. We owe them. And we owe them our support. These are the same people, the same country, the Sudanese, that came to the aid of the United States after 9/11. And we've let them die. And we've watched them die. And then when watching them wasn't feasible because the journalists couldn't get in, we let them die in silence. We must stop the silence. We must tell everyone, and we must give these people hope to live. The sanctions must go against the United Arab Emirates now. There is so much evidence that shows they have been shipping and transshipping arms through Basaso, which is part of Somalia. The Somali government recently let me know that after the Sudanese Minister of Intelligence visited them, the UAE intelligence head came in and said, you must fire the person that invited the head of intelligence. And there's negotiations going on right now with the president of Somalia with how much it's worth to the UAE to pay the Somalis. Because the Somalis have not forgotten that when their war took down their country, it was the Sudanese who educated everyone. Where is our humanity if we allow the UAE and the RSF to use chemical weapons now and to be silent? We can be silent no more. We must save Al-Fashir. Thank you.